Hey Snacx, welcome.
Hey.
I'm excited to have you guys. We're going to go around right now. If you guys could just let us know your name and what congregation you're from.
My name is Camille Lewis, and I attend the La Puente Church of Christ.
Hi, I'm Shantae. I attend Crenshaw Church of Christ.
Hi, I'm Dalian Joseph. I attend Crenshaw Church of Christ.
Hi, I'm Brianna Reeves. I attend Crenshaw Church of Christ.
Hi, I'm Adrienne Conley, and I attend Northside Church of Christ.
Hi, I'm Kadara McElwee, and I attend Compton Avenue Church of Christ.
Hello, I'm Jason Milligan, and I attend Lincoln Avenue Church of Christ.
So Snacx stands for Southern and Northern Adult Conference Experience. It was developed about 4 years ago by myself and Adrienne. We wanted to have just a conference that would focus on helping young adults to feel like they belonged, to have young adults who may have strayed away from the faith to come back, for young adults just to kind of have their own fellowship. You know, we have like the youth conference, and then you have events for younger children, but there wasn't anything for young adults. And so we thought we would start something for us. I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say, or if I didn't mention Sasha Mangrum. So I went to a young adult retreat with Imperial Church of Christ maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. And Sasha actually was talking about the need for a young adult group. And she came up with the acronym Snacx. And it was like so random. We were all laughing and joking about it. Let's name it this. And so I talked to Sasha and she was like, yeah, that's cool. Go for it. And so that's kind of how it came to be. And I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that because I don't want people thinking like, oh, I just came up with this on my own, or it was just me and Adrienne. It definitely wasn't. I know plenty of young adults who are feeling the need for a young adult group, and that's how it came to be.
From my experience, when I used to go to church, there was a lot of people that I grew up with, and then they just disappeared, and I never knew where they went. So when I went to college and I came back, I started to realize that a lot of people they weren't going to church anymore, or they went to another congregation or denomination. And when I met Shantae, we kind of experienced the same thing. Like, oh yeah, we used to know so many people and they just disappeared. And there was always a gap of things for young adults. Like every time I would come back, it was always stuff for young kids and adults, like older people, but there was never anything for us. So I felt like, let's get this started and let's just see where it goes.
You're going to get some good singing, some good word, some good fellowship, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, when we first started, I think we were just focused on having a conference because we wanted to have some type of event where everybody could come together and build relationships. Now we're more focused on making sure the fellowship is there, but also making sure the spiritual component is there, making sure the community service portion is there. I think we want to grow bigger as an organization and not just have it be something that's conference focused. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. We want it to be where we have more events throughout the year, more Bible studies, where we're still building those relationships with young adults throughout the year. Because, you know, one time a year, like that's fun. And then what about the other 11 months in the year? What can you do, right? So we want it to be a little bit bigger. And last year at our conference, we really experienced other people coming out from different states, which was really good because now we can build relationships with those people. And so I'm hoping this year it continues to grow.
The goal, especially this year moving forward, is to build on what we've already done. So the past few years has really been about establishing ourselves and about letting people know that we're here and what we're here for. And now it's really about taking those relationships and making them more than just surface level. Yes. Especially I think for a lot of us who did grow up in the church, we had a lot of stuff going on. I know our congregation was always very active. Our kids, we always had something. In the youth group, there was always something. So that's where the bulk of my relationships are. And then when we get to this age, we're kind of on our own to go out and make those happen. Sure, it's great for people to know who we are, but if you just know who we are but never want to come out and fellowship, then we're doing something wrong. So know who we are, come fellowship with us, and come fellowship with other people as well, because this is really here to help everybody who is in our age group but feels like they don't have that support. Establish ourselves over the past couple of years. It's a bit more credible and people know what to expect and they know that they're going to leave feeling fulfilled. Now we can say, last year I went to the Snacx conference and this happened, and last year we went and did that. And I think up until then, it was, what is that?
Yeah.
So I think we're erasing some of those questions. And so now we're able to really, really focus on the meat of what we're here for, which is each other.
Awesome.
Oh, that's so sweet.
We're already a national conference already. We already had 5 states come this past year.
We're a national conference,
Like
I
you said,
guess.
we're going to continue to grow, continue to build, continue to do what we do here. This is a conference every young adult, if they actually knew what was happening, would want to be a part of. I think we put this conference on for other people, but it also benefits myself. For example, we're all wearing the same shirt, Faith Over Fear, and that theme still resonates with me on a daily. A lot of people think that I have this great big piece of confidence, but I really don't. I have to really talk myself into most things that I do. So it's a constant reminder of the scriptures that we went over this past conference, of having faith over fear and just overcoming our fear. Even if we're still afraid, but still having that faith in what we're doing to push through what we're doing. So I think like I said, the meat of what we're trying to portray to other people really has an effect on myself as well.
The fellowship and the community aspect of it is really impactful for me in terms of us having community outreach every year and just building on that, but also just the fellowship between the participants. Like last year was the first time that we had a concert, and it was a lot of fun. So just bringing that energy to the conference and building up on that's something that I would like to see continue.
My favorite part is probably planning the community events. One of the first times I gave back was actually in the church and going down to Skid Row and feed the homeless with actually my pop and a church van. I wasn't allowed to get out, but still, watching in the window, I think service is very important. So I thought when we were discussing, it's a very important aspect of Snacx is to remember that we are here to serve in every way, I guess. So I think planning the community service ones, and I just want to keep getting a little bit bigger, a little bit more expanding how we can give back to the communities, especially the ones we are in, the ones that surround our churches. We don't ever really interact with those communities, so important to give back to them.
It gives me a sense of purpose, which is what I've been looking for a long time, and I really do enjoy everything that we do. Every time, even if I can't make something, I feel some type of way, I feel sad, but in the back of my mind, if I can be there, I enjoy it, and I try to just enjoy the moment that I'm there. Whatever I can do. If somebody needs me to go to the store or just go do this, I'm just there in the moment, just trying to do the best that I can for the group, for Snacx, for the people that are going to be here, and just be a service to people, because I feel like that's what we all need. So wherever I can be, and just, I just enjoy it all.
Being a part of the planning has made me make long-term relationships with people that I would never even think to talk to. Mm-hmm. And so with that, I think it's just really grown me as a person to say those relationships are important, and also just thinking about how their talents edify so many other people. Mm-hmm. And you would never even know or even think about that piece. But when you bring everything together, it's so much bigger than you and them.
The relationship I've built with these people over the past few years in planning has been really important, and it's more than just Snacx. I know I have personal relationships with everybody sitting here, and I think for me that's really important and has really helped in helping me to, I guess, feel planted in church versus just going to worship every Sunday and just being yeah, I'm out after this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. My favorite part is really seeing it all come together, but anytime, I'm very much into introspection and reflection and all of that deep stuff, right? So
this is our staff therapist.
I'm the resident therapist, all of that. So anytime we have some activities that really bring that side of people out, that really make us kind of think and open up, That's my absolute favorite. This past conference, we had a few activities, two in particular kind of stand out that we did, one at the beginning of the conference and one towards the end. The first one was when we were like listening to the voice of God and all of that, and really making people think about God differently and about their relationship with God differently. And then we did another one where we prayed for one another and where we had the prayer journals passing around. Like that kind of stuff really, really touches me, because we talk about a lot of things in church and in the sermons and in class, and it's all kind of on this theoretical level, but we don't always have an opportunity to bring it down to a real applicable level with one another where we can actually see it and we can feel it. So doing some of those activities, I think, did that for me. And even though we're part of the planning, I still got a lot from all of those, because we only plan with a small group. But when we see those things come together, we see those activities come together with a group of 40, 50 people, you have so many different perspectives. And so that's going to help all of us grow. I think long term, I see Snacx as always just being a safe and welcoming space for young adults in the church.
Yes.
That's it.
Tyson says this all the time, like, you know, nothing's bigger than God. That's the focal thing. So, you know, you have to bring what you got, and like God will do the rest. You don't have to like make up this whole thing. And I think with the piece that I bring to the group, I think that's really kept me into not just saying, let's put on an event. It's like, no, we have to think about how this is going to how it's going to impact other people. What are we trying to say? What is the message? How do people see God in this situation? Not like, let's just sit down and kick it. And I think that's also one of the reasons why we've been able to stand with the time, is because we're not so focused on how these events are happening, but we are focused on how they impact your Christianity.
Anybody can come.
If you identify as a young adult, then we welcome you.
Yeah, we don't discriminate. It's fine.
That's awesome.
Snacx is happening October 9th through the 11th, 2020.
Right.
Mark those dates in your calendar, because that's when it's happening.
Get off of work.
Right.
Please make sure you take off of work, because it's going to be traffic.
Look forward to it. See y'all there.
So, yes. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yay.
What is that?
In scene.
All right.
And cut.